Hey guys, it's the holiday season, and as you probably know, people tend to gain about 10 to 15 pounds during this time of year. And I'm here to give you about 4 or 5 different ideas on how you can survive, and not just survive, but also thrive during the holiday season. So, the first big thing that I want to talk about is maintaining hydration level. Drink plenty of water. During the winter months, because it's not as hot, people don't drink as much water, which is a really tough combination when you put in the holiday feasts. Your body, when it digests larger chain carbohydrates or bigger proteins, it uses a process called hydrolysis, where it actually uses water molecules to break up big food compounds into smaller ones. That's a little bit easier for the body to digest. Now, the reality is, if you're like 99% of Americans, or if you're like me last weekend during my Friendsgiving feast, you're probably going to overeat at some point in the next month and a half. Being well hydrated just increases your body's ability to digest that extra food. So maintain hydration levels. Try to drink about 64 to 100 ounces of water a day, and that should help you digest the extra food that you're most likely going to eat. The second tip that I usually recommend people is having a backup plan. The reality is, when you're traveling, you're going to be a little busier, and you're probably not going to get to the gym every time unless you got a really fit fanatic family member like me and my brother. But the reality is, you're probably not going to get to the gym. So what I do with my online personal training clients is I give them a little body weight routine. It's 15 to 30 minutes long that they can do anywhere, and they can be moving forward throughout this time of year rather than taking the holidays as a step back. So having a backup plan that you can implement on the road is really helpful for people maintaining and moving forward with their goals. The third thing that I usually recommend people do is pay attention to the calendar. If you look on the calendar, you'll see that Thanksgiving is only labeled on Thursday, the 28th this year. Christmas is on the 25th. Christmas Eve is the 24th. But those are 3 days this holiday season. What we don't want to do is we don't want Thanksgiving to extend for 5, 6, 7, or 8 days long. You'll probably have some leftover food. That's pretty common. This weekend, I'm sending out a tip on what to do with some leftover turkey to make that a little bit more delicious as you go along. But after Thanksgiving, after Christmas dinner, get right back on the plan. Try to maintain proper portion controls and balance. Make sure that you're getting plenty of fruits and vegetables in. Make sure that you're not eating too large of servings after those Thanksgiving meals. Just pay attention to the calendar. If it's not a holiday, you don't need to eat like a holiday on that particular day. The fourth tip that I usually recommend people do, and this is a big one through the whole holiday season, is maintain your NEAT levels. The winter months are rough for this. I had a client when I was working out in Seattle named Bruce. Each winter he would put on about 10 15 pounds, and every spring he would lose 10 15 pounds like clockwork. And it took us a while to figure out what was going on, because he was maintaining his workouts. He wasn't one of those people that had a tremendous amount of like holiday feasting. But what we were discovering was, in the summertime he would be golfing every day. He would walk 18 holes, did a ton of movement outside of the workouts. In the winter, he did ski, but that would be a couple days once every other week or so. It did not compare to the amount of golf that he was doing. And for most people, the winter is a tough time to do it. Your days are shorter, you have less sunshine, it's colder out there, you're more inclined to sit on the couch under a blanket watching Miracle on 34th Street. Will Ferrell's Elf is a whole lot more engaging than walking in the cold is. But do monitor your NEAT levels and your spontaneous activity. Do continue to try to chase 10,000 steps a day if you have a step tracker. And if you don't have a step tracker, the wintertime is the perfect time to pick one up, because it's really crucial during this time of year when people tend to not move around as much. So, keeping a high NEAT level will keep you from gaining the winter poundage that everyone else is going for. And then the final tip, really, I don't really put this on a lot of people, but it is another thing that if you want to go next level, if you've got some really, really aggressive weight loss or weight management goals that you want to maintain during the holidays, I recommend people think about calories not just on a daily sense, but more on a weekly average. So if you're chasing about 2,000 calories a day, Over a week, that's 14,000 calories. Now, Thanksgiving Day, if you eat a little bit more, let's say you go wild and you have 4,200 calories instead of 2,000. If you have an extra 2,200 calories in one day, then if you trim back a little bit and trim back maybe 750 calories over the next 3 days, your average weekly calorie count is still going to be the same as if there is no Thanksgiving at all. So that's another way that you can prevent the holiday weight gain, is just kind of compensating around the edges. I usually don't talk about this one because it can be a little bit dangerous. People tend to overcompensate and think about like not eating at all the next day. Your body's still gonna need some nutrients each day, so eat well. If you do want to trim a small bit off the day before or the day after, that's another way to balance your weekly calorie average. But anyway, guys, that was 4 or 5 different tips to survive and thrive this holiday season. Put those in action, keep moving forward, and have a great holiday, everyone. All right, enjoy.